Seurat is going to take things in a different direction. His themes are again impressionist, although he takes a more intellectual approach to his subjects. What he will do is he will devise a painstaking system of painting that focuses on color analysis. This is really pointillism. The idea is that he doesn't blend his colors. Instead, he uses points of pure color that the eye will blend as it backs away from the image. So you're supposed to look at Seurat's images from, for example, across the room. Images like this, A Sunday on la Grande Jatte. And this is a massive canvas in Chicago. And this piece is at the head of the room so that you see it as you walk in from 20 feet away. And it looks very different from 20 feet away than it does when you get up close, as you would expect from pointillism. Now, this piece is consistent with the Impressionist theme of recreation, of course, capturing those moments, recreating in Paris at the time. In this case, it's an island that people would go to, an island park. They're taking their leisure time, they're relaxing. It's an interesting image, especially when you contrast what they're doing, relaxing, with the strangely rigid and remote form that is really different from the Impressionist idea of the impression and capturing a fleeting moment. He's been almost overly scientific. Everything is overly sharp. And it's kind of an interesting piece for that reason. That contrast between relaxation and the sharp lines of Seurat. So it's also interesting because it would seem to move away from the study of light and color, but does it really do that? Well, let's look at it. Up close, we get a sense of rhythm through these points of color, through composition and through light. And he paints a monkey. It can't be that bad if he's painting a monkey, but the monkey's face shows you something. It shows you that he's not blending those colors. He's putting them side by side. It's your eye that's blending them and creating the composition. He's basically abstracting the form and allowing your eye to turn it into something concrete. So what he's done is he has captured public life on a Sunday on an island in the Seine River in Paris. So when we look at it, what here is actually impressionistic? Well, first of all, you'll notice almost every figure is partially in shadow and partially in light. For example, this woman with the umbrella or the man reclining here in the foreground. And so he can study that use of light and the use of shadow. Again, we have cool shadows and warm highlights. We get a sense of rhythm in the composition, not only the trees, but also the shadows that are cutting across the image, giving us a sense of repetition and rhythm throughout. It's almost musical. And we get a sense of movement, the fleeting moment, because of course all of these people won't be in the park at the same time again. But that being said, it's almost the opposite of Renoir and that dance scene that we saw, because here everyone is quite static. There's no real sense of movement. Even this girl who might be jumping could also be a statue. We're not entirely sure. There's no blur. There's no sense of dynamicism to it. Even the dog that's in theory running along here doesn't seem to be running all that much. He could be, some kind of balloon tied to the ground for all we know. So it's a really interesting image. And he's trying to study all of the same things, capturing that fleeting moment, studying light and studying color. But he's doing so in this very scientific way. And this canvas will take him 2 years to paint. You could imagine why, with all these individual spots or points of color.